hope he ain't see it. When you see it, it doesn't win it. Sometimes you remember the garden seed. Catch the vibe and you feel it. This is how we live it. Oh, yeah. Love time from number. I'll put the balls on top. Oh, yeah. Let them say I know, yeah. I know say my best, yeah. Who goes there? Goes there. And if you never really go there, then you will really never know. Then your man, you know say we have people that love the original. And I was studying at the teaching hospital. The second of July of 1990.
The tracking goes hard on this, I won't even lie. Hey yo, hey, what's going on? I slap it like what? Slap it like who? Slap it like what? Slap it like... Alright, listen. Cooking, whipping up in the kitchen, eggs. If you know me, you know that I stopped eating animal products and that for a good, a lot of years. Started eating eggs again. A few reasons. Big up Eddie Abbey, probably part of the reason and influence. Alexa, volume down. However, started eating these again, so let's prep up some eggs. Probably just a scramble today, to be honest, and maybe a couple sunny sides. Usually I do omelette, but I want some onions in them today, so we're doing that. Got a few things I'll probably speak about as well, and in between. However, let's just get started on these eggs. Let me think of a topic in the meantime, actually. Let me draw some inspiration. What did you like? In the spot. What's the black? Alright, it's murder. Yeah, you know what, fuck it, we'll see. So today, what did I do? You've probably seen it already, but went and done... Shit, did I just cut that wrong? Alright, girls. Right, so I went and did a sort of mobility physio type thing with Jeff. Probably as I've probably seen it maybe before this, maybe a different video, either way. Did a mobility with him, and yeah, interestingly enough, the day before I recorded a video talking about the law of increase within, or was it actually about the law of increase? Yeah, I think it was the law of increase, and it was, I think it was chapter 6, working with the law, talking about how you use faith as the vehicle and praise as the fuel. So the vehicle is there, it's able to take you somewhere, but it's not able to take you anywhere without the fuel being the praise. So if you watch that video, then you sort of understand. But then interestingly enough, we started talking about that with Jeff pretty much the next day, and in that session, which was very interesting to hear his perspective as well. And they sort of matched up with the idea, which was, if you have faith, although he was saying like if you have blind faith, then it's like it's not good. But I was trying to say like, well, if you have blind faith, it's like, listen, have that blind faith, but make sure that there's, what he was saying was action behind that blind faith, and that action could obviously have been the praise, whatever. If I start crying, it's the onions, it's not me. Alexa, volume down. I'm sure you guys probably can't hear it, but I can't hear myself, so I've turned it down. However, today, after that, just ordered some things from Asda, saved me some time. Instead of walking to Morrison's or something, I did that, hoovered up a little bit, and then now I'm going to cook, yam up the food, and then hit some work. Work-wise, I'm actually going to talk about a few things because I think it's valuable for you guys to even just get an insight. And if you're thinking about starting something, with a business partner, if you're whatever, just based off a book that I've been reading recently, which is the E-Myth. yeah, by watching these videos, you probably think that I read loads and loads of books, but yeah, interesting enough, I've just been listening to that book recently, and it's been very good, very insightful, made me realise where I went wrong, where my business partner has went wrong and is going wrong, and then also where we are actually going right, and what we need to just keep on moving right on. And I'd say that my thing with books is, because I feel like a lot of people always just have a specific, let's say, niche of books that they go by, which I would say I don't really. Like I said, I was reading the E-Myth, but before that I was reading The Secret, and to me, The Secret and the E-Myth, and even another few books, I'd say they all tie in together. So like I say, is everything, not like I say, but just something that I sort of realised is that everything is one, nothing is different from the other. If it makes sense in one aspect, it makes sense in all aspects, whether that's picking up women, whether that's starting a business, whether that's manifestation, whatever it is. I've realised that the understandings and concepts within those things actually all tie in completely. They're not separate from each other the way you may think, and the skills are very, very much transferable. In more ways than you can probably think, to be honest. And I was speaking to Lewis about this actually a little bit, and yeah, even some of his skills that he's taken from other places and being able to apply them in the business, because everything is just one, like they're not separate. And when you're going into business, one thing I would say you should definitely look at is what are your skills, what are your business, like this is if you're going with a business partner, what are your skills, what are your business partner's skills, and realize that the business you're starting is not, like, should have nothing to do with you. That was essentially the principle in that book. The business shouldn't be you, shouldn't be attached to you. It's just a business that you're starting with, let's say your business partner or whatever, and it's not a partnership. You guys are just employees in the business, and the things that you do in that business, whatever roles you have, which is an important thing, which is something I didn't do with my business partner, was figure out roles from the beginning. They've sort of now shown themselves, and that's something that we're going to have to actually sit down and really address properly. However, yeah, that's the first thing that you should be addressing is, what are your skills, what are you good at? And if you guys are diametrically opposed in terms of the things that you are good at, perfect. That means they do whatever they're good at, you do whatever you're good at. That's your roles, that's it. You don't do anything else. Obviously, you can help each other out. However, that's your role, and that's what you stick to. You innovate that role, you plan out that role, you execute on that role. The door behind you happens in here, stays in here. And yeah, essentially that's, I think, one of the places that a lot of people suffer, business-wise, etc., is not having the roles set properly and not understanding that actually, yes, my business partner shouldn't be doing the things that they are not good at per se. So, for example, when it comes to having an idea of mapping things out, and etc., even just down to a schedule, that's not something that I would turn around to my business partner and expect him to do. The financials aspects of things, it's something he sort of had to do, but I can tell it's not something that he even enjoys doing or looking at. So, and I have no problem with it. With looking at it and doing it, I actually quite enjoy it. So now that's something that I just sort of went in and just took over. So now I'm in complete control of the financials aspect of things and making sure that's running smoothly, putting a system in place to make sure that it's very easy for me to even do. Not hard work at all, and it's, yeah, everybody sort of gets paid on time every time, so there's no discrepancies or problems there, because that's the last thing you want to do is even pay yourself late or not pay yourself, or pay your employees late and not pay them. That is going to cause more problems for you than anything, than it's even worth. You've got to remember that those employees of your own, if you're at that stage, that is pretty much the lifeblood of whatever you're building. Not to say that without them you can't do it, because obviously you can replace, and that's what employees should be. Unfortunately, they should be replaceable. If you're in a point where it relies, and this is not even just my concept, by the way, this is a concept that I took from the book, but which I already understood. If they are not replaceable and it relies on that employee, or it relies on a specific set of skills for them to have, then it's going to be harder for you to even hire, going to be harder for you to even if somebody leaves, being able to replace them. So all that would have to happen is one person leaves, and because your business and system is built upon people rather than systems, you'll realize very quickly that you don't have a business and you just have a bunch of people. Like what the book described as was a mob. You just have a mob of people and they just do things. There's no system, there's no organization, there's no way or structure of doing things. And again, a business is usually referred to as a business organization. So organization, I'd say, is the key and most important thing within a business. People can say that it's not or whatever and say that the work is the most important, but if you're not doing the work in an organised fashion, the work's going to come back and bite you. So that's sort of what I learned from that book, I'd say, so far. And sort of solidified in my mind of understanding, just understanding, to be honest, more understanding in business where I want to push the business towards, which is essentially be able to have the business as a PDF. Like, as crazy as it sounds, I want what we're doing to be a PDF document that I can give to someone and they can take and just replicate. That means that if I actually create the business, again, that's according to this book called The E-Myth. You should definitely check it out. According to that book, that's literally the structure that McDonald's uses. That's structure that even actually I realised was when I was doing aircraft work. It's the same system they use in there. They just have, like, you could run, well, at least they should do, but at the higher level, but you can run that aircraft maintenance probably just off of a PDF, knowing who you need to hire, knowing what skills you need to have, or how to train those skills. Obviously some, well, like at different levels they need more skills, but at the lower levels, like in terms of the mechanics, the trainees, as I was, that can be trained, and really everybody sort of does the same thing at that level, except others obviously have the more difficult and intricate tasks to do, but realistically everybody's reading off of a manual, so everybody's learning how to read off a manual, learning how to obviously use tools, etc., and then just reading off the manual and doing as the manual says, meaning that they are easily, like we were easily replaceable, and that shows that it's a good business, to be honest. It's, again, like I said, I'm aiming for the business to be ran off a PDF, and it's made me realise that I can actually do this in any business model. I can do this in e-commerce, I can do it in SMMA as we're doing, I can do it in whatever, any business model that you can think of, like McDonald's, if it's like a brick and mortar business with a physical place that you go to, if it's an online business, e-commerce, if it's whatever sort of business it is, I've realised that the skills that I've developed and garnered and understanding that I've got so far, I'd be able to take and replicate absolutely anywhere, because I would just be building towards a PDF. And that's how I'm literally going to be looking at this now, as I am building towards having just one PDF. Obviously it would have loads of pages, but just a PDF, and that's it. And that way I could give the PDF, for talking's sake, to a child, and they'd be able to look at the PDF and go, okay, this is what I need to do, and that's it. And there would even be instructions for the person receiving the PDF of this is how you need to operate, and this is what the things that you need to do. And then they'd be able to go ahead and replicate exactly what we're doing, which would then show, okay, you've actually got a business. Probably rambled on for quite a bit there and said quite a lot. However, I hope it was insightful in the middle of these eggs right now. Get some salt in there. Alexa, play Kitchen Kings. If you know, you know. Alexa, volume 5. Every other night I was catching cases. Put that name, put that one. Nices. Put up in the cans. Put up in the kitchen, man. I don't need no apron. I was catching cases. Alexa, volume 3. And videos like this, I don't really care if they're monetized or not. I'm going to figure out exactly how having unmonetized videos on this channel will affect it long term. If it has an effect, or if I can still obviously monetize other videos. Because, yeah, I'm not really caring about monetization. And I guess I would just make a whole new channel anyway if this one was burned or whatever. But this one is really just anything I want. interestingly enough. It's obviously my name, but I could just change the name anyway. However, yeah, I think that has been a good insight so far. Maybe see what I would call the video. However, there's not really anything else for you lot to see other than me cooking, and this ain't really a cook show. So yeah, we'll see if I think of anything else. In the meantime, I'm gonna start cooking these eggs. Open the special, amazing. Look at her, she's my baby, amazing. Nice in the kitchen. Yeah. Not exciting, eh? Not exciting. Actually, yeah, not exciting. Let me think. What other advice can I give? Advice, I guess, or just I guess it's advice to myself, or insights and understandings that I got myself and just understood. So what I'll say is an insight that I can give is, like I was actually meant to do, was continue talking about, if you get a business partner, make sure that the roles are set out to begin with. You don't want that being something that you do later. It doesn't matter if one of you think that it's not important to do that or whatever. You both need to sit down and do it, and you'll see the benefit of doing that later. You won't go through certain headaches, and you won't be in a position where everyone just does everything, because again, that is not a business. You want to have everything known and organised from day dot, so that you just follow that consistently. And also the things and the way you organise it in should already have mapped out and be made in a way that you understand, right? Yes, these tasks that I'm setting for myself will actually get the outcome we're looking to get, which would obviously be whether it's a dollar amount, whether it's whatever the goal and outcome is. The tasks that you do should all be in aiming to achieve that, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. And I guess if you don't have an idea of where you're trying to go or where you're trying to get to, then you're going to get nowhere, I guess. So yeah, it's definitely an important thing to think about before starting a business. And also, I think that I'd say is even that I've not done, which is something somebody does recommend, is a personality test. Maybe you should do a personality test, see what your personality is like, or where your strengths are, if you don't know where your strengths are, and then you allocate your tasks that way. And another thing is, you want to make sure that you and your business partner are of an understanding that regardless of if you have misunderstandings or disagreements, you just move forward with whatever is actually going to bring the desired outcome, so to speak. What is going to push you towards the end goal more. So for example, a disagreement that me and my business partner had was about firing one of our employees. I said, nah, we just need to implement something on our end so that isn't a problem. He thought that it was something that you can't teach, which to an extent, okay, maybe I agree, but it definitely was something you could teach, because you wouldn't even have to teach, you just need to make the system better so that you don't need to teach it. And I did that, I made the system better so we didn't have to teach it, and then it showed direct impact on the result that we were looking to change. And realistically, in that moment, he was of the idea that we needed to fire, I was in the idea that we didn't. And realistically, all we had to do was sit down and say, right, firing would do this, not firing would do this. Which one brings us closer to our desired outcome? And what would have brought us closer to our desired outcome was the suggestions that I was making. So we would have just went forward with that. If, again, there's been other situations where we've disagreed, and the things he was saying would have made sense more in terms of us reaching our desired outcome and goal, so we went with that. And that's where you guys need to put your ego aside and realize that none of you are the boss of any of the other ones. You are both working together to reach a specific goal, and that's it. It doesn't matter if you feel any sort of resentment or whatever. Do not let that affect the goal that you're trying to reach. And again, that's why it's important that you actually set goals. That being said, I need to set some more goals. Yeah, definitely need to set some more goals, but yeah, I hope you took some value from that. I've just made my scrambles just now, so I'm gonna throw that in the pan, not in the plate. And then from there, I'm going to make my sunnies, go and eat, chill a little bit, then do some work, and then probably go to the gym again later. So hope that was insightful and you got something from it. And yeah, these are just random videos, to be fair, you're going to get a lot of them. And yeah, I'm just going to refine them based on, depending on what I see is, yeah, engaged with, or what people want or like, etc. And also what I want and what I like, because I'd say that's the most important. Like, I got problems that I'm trying to solve, so I'm just going to talk about them because it helps me solve them, helps me understand them deeper. And if I can impart that understanding on others, then great. So yeah, expect more of these. If you want to see my eggs, don't know if you can. But yeah, let me see how low I can. Oh well, that's that. The tracking's messed up because I moved too far down. There we go. Active track enabled, and then it's just disabled. Like, what's going on? Right, there's my eggs. Look at them. Right, anyway, time for my sunny side up. See you guys on the other side.